Mine is not a well-planned career path. I had my own restaurant in Freeport, California, just south of Sacramento, and we would serve wild game on our menu, and people would come in and they say, how come mine doesn't taste like yours? I'd say, well, bring it in. So people would bring in their cleaned, of course, ducks and geese and deer and whatever, and fish, and we would prepare it for them, and then we would do wild game feeds. My goal is to create recipes that people will actually use. I'm not trying to out-chef anybody. I want you to use my recipes. So you're not going to see obscure ingredients or 3-page recipes because I know you're not going to use them.
I started with DU 15 years ago, and I'm the photo editor for the magazine, and put together photo packages along with the other editors and pick final packages for the magazine. People love cooking. People love to find out what the different things they can do with the game that they've harvested. And we've had a great relationship with Scott. He's one of the leading outdoor chefs in the industry that really specializes in wild game. So he's been with DU Magazine now, a 12-year-long relationship. He is one of the most knowledgeable people that I know about cooking wild game, in particular waterfowl. We thought that would definitely be beneficial for DU Magazine to incorporate that so that our readership would have recipes that they could take home and cook the wild game with.
Our goal is to kind of mix it up a little bit because these people may not have seen it. So we can't just assume that just because we did it 10 years ago, maybe it's worth repeating, but we'll tweak it a little bit. But you know, you figure 6 issues, 12 years, we've got a lot of magazine articles out there. I think we owe it to ourselves and to the animals that we harvest to make the most of them. So really the relationship between the hunters and to the animals, it's critical.
You've had a lot of history with Scott. Him and I hunting together for years. We've done it all together. Him and I become great friends, and he teaches me every day about something about different sauces and cooking. But he's a great guy, super chef. All his little secrets, you can find them in his cookbook. Yeah, we're right in the middle of the Pacific Flyway. One of the reasons this is a great place to hunt is there's rice fields on both sides of us, and they feed in there at nighttime, and then they come over this way in the morning. And it's great hunting.
Today was a little slow. This is typically when we start to get into our November doldrums. So this was actually not a surprise today that it was a little slow. Back when Greg and I were hunting 30 years ago, I think we probably killed more ducks, but we were a little bit more aggressive then too. We've both killed enough ducks and geese in our time where limits aren't all that important, and we've had some really good times. To me, bringing people out, educating new hunters, because we're losing hunters. Everybody should be a DU member, because that $35 or whatever else you can do beyond that, it goes to places like where we're duck hunting.
It's been a great relationship. The cooking column continues to be one of the highest rated columns in the magazine. Scott is a great chef. He always has a new take on the recipes, in particular waterfowl.
My passion is getting people to appreciate the game that they harvest. And over the years, I've had people say, man, I don't eat duck. So I'd say, well, try a bite of this. And they go, what did you do? And I would tell them very little. When somebody says, I don't like deer, I don't like duck, it's gamey, I consider that a challenge. But for me, the real payoff is when I go back the next year and they go, man, I don't give my ducks away anymore. It's perfect, it's not gamey.